Sometimes we Christians tend to think of hearing from God as sort of a bold and clear sense of direction, that might not be audible, but it's unmistakable. And if that's what we're always looking for, I think sometimes we might miss God. His voice is often quieter than that. We see this illustrated in 1 Kings 19, which is one of the most theologically rich moments of the Old Testament. The prophet Elijah had just experienced a dramatic victory over the prophets of Baal, where Yahweh sent fire from heaven to consume the offering and the altar. But then, the revival that Elijah had hoped for never came. Instead, Queen Jezebel threatened his life, and Elijah had to flee into the wilderness, where he found himself tired and discouraged and feeling completely alone. And then God tells Elijah to stand on the mountain before him. And we read this, starting in verse 11. Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. The King James calls it a still small voice. And that is where Elijah senses God's presence. That tells us something. God isn't always in the dramatic. God met Elijah in quiet. The spectacular might grab our attention, but it's not always where God speaks. He often works through quiet faithfulness. This idea of a gentle whisper, it's an intimate thing. It reminds Elijah that God is still present and he's still speaking, even when it feels like nothing's happening. So God realigned Elijah's expectations. He thought the big showdown on Mount Carmel would change everything, but God's plan was slower and deeper than that. In this passage, God then reassures Elijah that he will preserve a righteous remnant of Israel, and then he sends Elijah back, but not with fire and fury, but to anoint new kings and prophets. What a great reminder for us today. Sometimes we want God to shake the mountains, but more often, he speaks in the stillness. When life doesn't turn out like we expect, when our efforts feel wasted, God reminds us that he is near, and he's working, and he's not done with us yet.